Here's 5 things you should be doing in your business, in your marketing, to absolutely build the weapon advertising engine for your company. It starts with understanding the fundamentals of the 5 levels of awareness, the funnel system, and how these two, the funnel system and the 5 levels of awareness, how they're going to be used together. See, a lot of people talk about understanding the 5 levels of awareness: the unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware. And then I talk on the other hand about funnel, top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. If you do use them as 2 different things, you're getting it all wrong. It starts with the 5 levels of awareness and the funnel system brought together. That is an absolute powerhouse. That's where your content strategy needs to start. If you're filming content and preparing your content strategy without using those 2 to literally guide you, you're making noise. You're not making content that converts, you're making noise. So those 2 things are the first and most important stuff. Then number 3 is your campaign structure. A lot of people and agencies, out of all things that I see, structure their campaigns on Meta and Google like absolute rookies. You know why? Because more likely they wanted to get into media buying, they jumped online, they learned how to use the system on like YouTube or following a short course, and it's all basic fluff that they do. It's all fluff. They don't actually run proper structures, and you don't understand. If you don't get your campaign structure right in Google and in Meta, you're again making noise. You're literally giving the algorithm bad information. And this is what brings me to number 4, is the environment inside your ads manager. Do you even know what that means? Even if you're an agency listening to me right now, do you even know what I mean by the environment? I bet you don't. The environment inside Ads Manager for Meta and Google is something so important that people get wrong. The environment actually starts with your ad account. The ad account is like a little baby you gotta nurture. You gotta teach it, and it's gotta learn and understand who your audience is. But then people think, oh yeah, my audience is like a homeowner that is interested in renovations. That's not who your audience is. Your audience narrows down so deeply to the highest converting audience. That's the ones we want, the paying customers, not the ones that are just a broad audience for us. We need to build that into the environment. We need to teach the environment inside our ads manager that these are the people we want. And who and how do we do that? Firstly, having a good environment goes back to step 3 by having a very healthy campaign structure. When you structure your campaigns all very well and neatly, and I'm not talking neatly because of folder processes, I'm talking neatly in the way you have a system that is repetitive and on recycle, and it works continuing to feed the algorithm the exact information it needs to give you success. That's one of the things it needs. But then you got your pixel. I see so many pixels installed with the worst event management setup. The events aren't set up correctly, then they don't have conversions API, they don't have all of this stuff done right, and then it wrecks the environment that even if you had a good campaign structure, actually doesn't feed back in properly. Now, how does that work? I'll give you a little bit of a metaphor. Let's pretend you have a shop. When somebody walks in through the door, your pixel, let's pretend, is a camera sitting at the front door. When they walk into the shop, the pixel takes a photo, so the camera, and it tracks everything that they do in there, which page view they do, so obviously which aisle they walk into, which items they pick up, what interest did they show, what items did they show in. But that camera at the front might be hidden and blocked from a few things, so it doesn't actually capture everything. So the pixel thinks that it picked up 4 items, and that the pixel sees that they went to the cash register and they made a purchase. But the pixel glitches because it can't see the full purchase, doesn't know what they actually bought, and it thinks it bought 4 items or 3 items. So it takes a guess and it gets its information wrong most of the time. This is where the pixel gives you good information, but not the 100% accurate information. And the pixel only gives you basic custom conversions, not at a 100% sold level. This is where Conversions API comes in. And now if Conversions API sounds scary to you and you're like, what the hell is he even talking about? Oh good, just listen up, learn what I'm about to tell you, and then go and Google it and watch a YouTube video on it or something, or a $10 event. Conversions API is practically the cash register. Conversions API is what confirms what was sold. So the pixel, the camera at the front, took photos of everything that your customer did and sends it back to Meta. But it sends that data back at 60 to 80% accuracy. But then Conversions API is the actual cash register that says this person came here and purchased all these 9 items. Now the pixel only saw 4, but Conversions API converts 9 items were purchased, and it sends all that information back to Meta. Now Meta has real data to actually optimize on. Now Meta's gonna go use 54,000 data points on that buyer Not all the data points in one go, obviously, and that's statistics. We don't know how real it is, stuff we found online. But according to these stats, 54,000 data points per person. Meta will then use as much as it can from those data points to pinpoint other audiences, other people that are very similar, have similar buying patterns, has similar behaviors, has similar engagement, and then it's going to serve them your ads. And that's how it's going to know how to get you sales, how to get you leads, how to get you engagement, how to show your ads to the right audience. So those 5 things that I just explained to you are literally the core fundamentals of your marketing system. If you get those 5 right, you are going to absolutely change the game. Not to say that there's not more to do. There is a lot more that you're going to work on. There's CRO, there's email, there's nurturing campaigns, there's customer journey, opportunity pipelines and sales pipelines. All that stuff's still going to happen. But what I'm saying to you is those 5 things there are an absolute game changer for business. And if you do not have them right, well, I don't even care about all the other stuff. And do I sound like I'm overcomplicating things? Well, I am. And that's business. It's overcomplicated. And if you think that you're just going to go in and fluff in some basic stuff and that's how you're going to run, good luck to you. But you're going to hit a ceiling. You're going to get to a point where you can't get past that point. If you're already doing ads now and you're doing not bad with them, I want you to go and triple your scalability over the next 30 days. And if your answer is, well, I can't do that because of 1, 2, 3, well, there's the situation that I'm just talking about. We all created a business so that we could literally grow. We want to print money. We want freedom. This is what it's all about. So if you don't have a system that's going to drive you there, why don't you just go back and being an employee then? Why are you complicating things for? So if everything I've just said to you sounds like something that you're interested in learning, deploying, and doing yourself, the person who actually cares about the business, and not going and handballing this to an agency or to somebody else that's going to just give it to a junior, they're absolutely going to get nowhere and you're going to burn a shit ton of money, monthly retainers, and not get the success that you actually need. You know why? Is this is stuff that business owners should be doing themselves. So if that interests you, book a call with us. Let us do a business diagnosis with you. Let's understand where your business is at first. Let's see how we can help you. We know we can help you. We're just going to tell you the parts we're going to help you win the most. Let's do our 2-day workshop together. Let's do our 6-month mentorship program. We want you in our community forever. While your ABN is registered, we want you in our community. You know why? Because learning never ends. Growth never ends. And we want to build a community that grows together forever. Book a call and I'll see you at the next event.